We're about to run into an issue, and when we do, we're going to look at how to solve that issue and also look at why that issue happened in the first place. So I'm just going to log in here to Office 365. And I have Duo multi-factor authentication configured with single sign-on, so I've been redirected to complete my single sign-on with Duo. And this is a let's get this passcode. And verify that, and now we're logging in, and there you have it. So we've run into an error. So we've completed the Duo two-factor authentication with the single sign-on for Microsoft 365, and now we run into this issue, and we get a little indication as to what it might be. And we can see here with the error, cannot create NameID source attribute mS-DS-ConsistencyGuid does not exist. So what is that issue? So basically, the consistency GUID is an attribute that should be synced between my on-premise Active Directory and Azure Active Directory, and it doesn't look like it is for whatever reason. Now we can actually see, have a look into this issue a little bit more, and we can look at modifying or rectifying that issue so that we can actually log in. So I'll just exit out of that a minute. So you can see we have the account that I am speaking about here. So this is the account here. Everything looks good there. It's been synced between my on-premise Active Directory. So if I go to my on-premise Active Directory now, and I have a look at my user service account, so we can see that users here, SRV account at networkwizkid.com. That's all good. We could also look at the attribute, but I already know for the if we have a look at the consistency GUID, we can see that the default value is not set. But that's not the issue. That's not the issue here, because what happens is, if the consistency, as far as I'm aware, if the consistency GUI is not set, it defaults back to the, I believe, object GUID, I think it is, off the top of my head. Nevertheless, we need to fix the issue. So how do we fix the issue? So I'm on my Active Directory domain controller here, and we can open the service manager, Azure Service Manager here. This one's already open, and we can see, if we look at the logs here, we can see the connector operations, and we can see we've got a few warnings here, errors. We've got a few errors, and we can see here on the errors, if you look there, we've got permission issues with 3 accounts. So you can see the distinguished names there, or the DNs, and if we just click on that, you can see the consistency GUID there. So we can see what the old value was, and we can see what the new value was. And yes, I was right, object GUID is what it defaults back to. So what you can actually see here is that we've got a binary value here, and because we don't have consistency ID set, it uses the object GUID. So we can see that the old value and the new value for object GUID has not changed, and we can see that the new value for the consistency ID is actually using the object GUID, because we don't have a specific value specified for the consistency GUID. So this is what looks to be the error. We're not being able to export that in this case. So we can see, if we go to export error, we can see that we've got a permission issue here, and we're trying to update this account. So we can see insufficient access rights to perform this operation. So a couple of things we can do. We can try to fix this issue. We can try to give the account that's used for the Active Directory synchronization the permissions to be able to in fact, if I just click on here, properties, and then if I go to security, then if we have a look on replication, we can see that we've got permissions here on this demo domain controller to allow the replication. However, this is not the issue here. So on the service account, what I'm trying to point out is we can allow replication on the account that's being used to synchronize between the domain controller and Azure Active Directory. Or individually, what we can do in this case, what we'll look at is actually updating the permissions for the specific account that we're looking at. So this account here. So if we close this, we can see currently we've got 3 errors there. One is the server's account that we're looking at, and we'll update the permissions now. So we'll go to properties, and if we go to security, and if we just, you can see here that we don't really have any permissions at all apart from change password. So if we, for the purpose of this demo, we'll just apply all there, and then we'll apply that, press OK, and then what we'll do now is just we'll see if this export error is at least rectified, for that one account. So on the last operation, if we just run that operation again, and we'll run the export operation, and now you can see it's in progress. So we'll just wait for that to finish. Okay, so you can still see that we've got an error back, but now if we click on it, we can actually see now that we've only got 2 accounts that are having permission issues now. So from the last one where we had 3, we now only have 2, and where those 2 are, it doesn't include that service account that we have just modified those permissions on. So if we go back to an incognito mode really quick, and we try to log in again, and we're redirected to Duo again for single sign-on. We'll complete that 2-factor authentication. Let's just get that code there. You can see now that we're not getting that issue already. So if I just press no there you go. You can see now that we've actually got access to office.com through Microsoft 365, and there you go. So that's how you essentially rectify the issue with the ConsistencyGuid that we was seeing at the start of this video. Hope that helps. Thank you.